Hi there. I thought I'd take a little time out of my busy schedule to tell you a little about myself. And the way that I'm going to do that is to just list a couple of few things that I like and dislike, um, and what we like and what we dislike partake of the lower worlds, of course. We've no idea what we would like or dislike, or perhaps dislike and like wouldn't be words that could be applicable to soul. So when we reach soul awareness, but never mind about that. We're not at soul level yet. So this is what I like and what I dislike. Um, I like freedom, freedom of thought and freedom of expression. YouTube may not like freedom of expression, but I do. And I may not like what you express, but after Mark Twain, I'm going to defend to the death your right to say it, even though I may not like what you say. Um, so I do like freedom. If I had a network, no one would be banned for saying anything at all. But everybody would have the right of reply, so you couldn't disable comments. And if it was a video network, there would be a box for video replies to your video content, like there used to be on YouTube, in fact. But I suppose they don't need that now because you can just put HTML on the put URLs on the comments, which you never used to be able to do. So okay, but anyway, I like freedom. What worries me about YouTube, being as it is dependent on commercial money, is that supposing you're critiquing gay culture, and it turns out that most of the CEOs that give money to YouTube are gay, then they might take very and they might not be so keen on you to upload stuff critiquing gay culture, and so they might be have a tendency to be struck off the network, and the uploader to have a strike against their account, simply because the people that are paying for YouTube servers don't happen to like what you say about gays or gay culture. Um, so that disturbs me as a person that loves freedom, that likes freedom. Um, I I like to think about stuff, and I like to think about the unthinkable. And I'm also what they call an apologist, which is somebody that takes the takes another side, takes the opposite side of everything. So if you like, I'm like a lawyer, and someone comes to me and they say, present the best possible case for my ideas, and that's what I do, objectively, or at least I try to do that anyway. And but of course, against that, people will say to me, "Well, what do you really believe in? Do you really believe in life after death, for example?" And I'm so busy taking the side of people that believe something and believe other things, that I'm not really prepared, almost not prepared to answer that question really, because I'm too busy being insincere. I mean, I don't know really. I believe that we should be ruled by ethics, and I believe in being chilled out. But more than that, I don't know. But I enjoy expressing other people's beliefs about all the sort of things that I've expressed on this channel and on other channels as well. And thinking the unthinkable, also to take the side of people that think things that are completely out there, or completely against the norms, values, and beliefs of society. So I suppose I do like to be provoking. and I do like to shock as well. And But obviously I can't be too provoking or too shocking because that then lands me up in a great deal of trouble as well with various networks that seem to be under the illusion that they are publishers, whereas they are platforms. And I don't think a platform is the same as a publisher. But anyway, okay. Um, I don't think YouTube are responsible for anything that goes on in this network, really. Um, and But that's a controversial statement, and I like being controversial. I like dreaming. I like to speculate and to dream and to have crazy ideas about things, and I like and so which I suppose goes with the other category above. I like words. I like composing music, but I'm not very good at it. But I do like words. Any kind of words, really. I like beautiful words. I like offensive words. I like sentences, which phrases and slogans, and aphorisms and things like that. Even if they don't mean anything, or even if their meaning is all too clear and somewhat offensive to people, I like the sound of words. As well. I like swearing, but I'm not allowed to do that on this channel either. So, and I do like sometimes I like to be swearing in the N word and a C word, and I like other words that are potentially inflaming or inciting, and rebellious words and you know just like generally like swearing and I like certain symbols like the swastika, also which are not allowed to use on YouTube either for some strange reason as well, because all these things are just symbols and words are just words. It's bricks and stones that break my bones, but words will never hurt me. You know, I like so I like fiction and computer games and things like that. Maybe a little too much because you get a bit enwrapped by the F demon, the fantasy demon, when you should be looking at reality rather than fantasy. But I do like fantasy, I have to say. A naughtiness that comes upon me. I don't like personality. So I never know who anybody is on the internet, and I never wish to know. As far as I'm concerned, people have lots of different accounts on the internet, and they represent different facets of themselves. And these facets are basically true to themselves. So, and you might say, well, where is the core? Where is the person in all this? And the person might not exist because they might only exist in the personae that they have created on various networks, such as Discord and Facebook and Twitter and other accounts on YouTube, on various accounts on YouTube as well, different accounts, and they basically don't really meet in the middle. Or they might do, but you don't see that. You don't really see the true person on the internet. And therefore, if you find that the same person has uploaded two different accounts, that really is no revelation. That really doesn't mean anything because everybody has a reason why they want to keep certain facets of their personality or their ideas in different categories, different pigeonholes, if you will. And I think that's legitimate. Um, but that brings me on to onto the last dislike. I actually dislike the internet. Um, I remember the days before the internet, as some of you will remember. And in those days, everything was a bit slower. And you had to rely on magazines. You had to rely on meeting people in person or writing to them by slow mail. which gave you time to think about your responses rather than just doing stuff, well, responding off the cuff every time. I think the internet doesn't give you time to think about what you're saying actually, and everybody is saying stuff, but no one says a word. To quote John Lennon, and words take a long time to evolve as well, which are not given time to do on the internet. And all my best experiences in life, my most mystical experiences, metaphysical experiences, have happened with other people in the flesh, and they've happened in real time, in real places. Lots of magical things have happened as well with other magical people that have really happened in real locations, not on the internet. So, in a way, I don't like the internet, which is a bit odd because you would say to me, "Well, as a Gnostic, you don't like material thing, you don't like matter, do you?" And yet you like the virtual world less than you like matter. That's the answer, really, to that. Yes, I do think about the spiritual world, whatever that means. But I do actually like the material world better than I do the virtual world, which seems to me to be controlled by the F demon, fantasy demon, and is also completely divorced from reality in most cases. Even though sometimes the internet is merely reflecting reality, I think very often that the internet is creating its own reality as a superstructure on top of this one. And of course, a lot of people say, "Well, I'm after looking at divine reality, which underpins all reality, which is neither to be found on the internet nor in this world, or on the astral either, for that matter." I don't like the internet. And yet it is a tool that one uses to share ideas with people, and which is what I'm doing here on this channel. What I've always done on all my channels is just to share thoughts, to be like a think tank, I suppose, rather than a sort of placard with slogans written on it. But I mean, I've done a bit of placard waving myself in my time, and also, of course, because you were actually holding a real placard, people could come and biff you on the nose if they wanted. Whereas here, all they can do is ban you from the network, which is kind of pathetic, but also kind of nasty as well. I'd much rather someone punch me in the face, really, if they really don't like me that much, rather than just ban me from networks. It's sort of petty-minded, and I don't like petty-mindedness, so that's another dislike. I dislike petty-mindedness and jobs worth people and bureaucracy and red tape. I dislike being a well, I liked being a teacher's assistant because I want to teach the children. But I noticed that most of the teachers are just, having to go through red tape and fill in forms all day, and instead of teaching the children. And I like the children. I don't like red tape. I don't like bureaucrats. Bureaucrats have nothing to do with teaching children, and I don't like to be told what to do, and when to do it and how to do it. So I'm pretty much a rebellious spirit on that. And when I teach people, I like to do my own thing. I don't like to follow curricula, and I don't like to follow guidelines, because I think it shows a lack of trust. If you're a teacher, you are sort of a different order of being, I think, really, or you should be ethically. And you should be ethically, someone who's not hasn't got to be held accountable because they held themselves accountable to such a degree, that they don't need someone looking over their shoulder. And nowadays, everyone's looking over your shoulder all the time, and I can't stand that because I'm here for the. You should be here for the children, and not for the bureaucrats. But anyway, that's just my so another dislike there. So I suppose a list of likes and dislikes could extend to infinity, really, and which and I'd be moaning for hours and hours and hours about things, really, which I don't want to do. I want to go on doing what I like to do, and at the moment, I like to share with you my thoughts on Gnosticism and metaphysics. Um, and you might say to me, well, you don't really believe in any of it, do you, really? Well, I don't know what I believe in. And I don't know who I am. I don't know what I am. I like to speculate. I like to think. I like to analyze. And one day, who knows? One day I'll wake up and I'll say, "Oh yes, I know who I am," or "I really know I'm soul. I really know it." You know. And then, of course, a lot of people will say to me, "Oh, you've become a fundamentalist now." You're going around, with placards. You know, you might as well join the Westbury Baptist Church, Westboro Baptist Church, and become a crazy cult member or something like that. Which I wouldn't want to do. I wouldn't want to lose my sense of humour. I always think fanatics of any kind have no sense of humour, and that's how usually I can tell a cultist or a fanatic, is that they have no humour. They have no self-deprecating humour for sure. They really do think that they and their ideas are better than sliced bread, which is absurd because nothing beats sliced bread, really, when you think about it. Apart from slicing it, that is.